Hey folks, I want to take a few minutes to demo this TEAC X-1000R auto reverse tape deck. This one I'm calling near mint, and it's an easy near mint. By that I mean that if you look carefully you can find the occasional light scratch, but nothing that significant enough to call out or detract in any way from the look of the deck. I believe anyone else would call this mint. I'm certainly my worst critic. The case is also in excellent condition, including the screws. Which often get really buggered up. They're a soft metal, so those are also in excellent condition. Took two cases really to put together this very nice one, including the metal vent piece here at the top. The feet are also in good condition. So really good presentation here. Great looking deck, very stunning. And it's been fully restored and calibrated. So by restoration, as an example, rather than just spraying lubrication in to free up the mechanism, which on these decks is the most common fault, is that the mechanism from lubrication getting dried up over the years gets stuck. I take the mechanism out, I disassemble it, I clean it, and then re-lubricate it with modern lubricants, and then put it all back together and adjust and calibrate it. So then from a calibration standpoint, the tape transport is where you start. You start with the brake tension. I measure that using a spring gauge. This happens to be a digital spring gauge. Fairly inexpensive to buy on Amazon. Tape tension, very critical measurement. That's set with this 10 meter. This one was a new old stock that I purchased on eBay and then calibrated for the type of tape that is used in this deck, which is 1 mil, 1/4 inch. Like I said, capstan, pinch rollers, all that's been clean, lubricated, as well as a new belt. So from a tape transport situation, everything here is very smooth and very excellent performance. And next is your audio calibration. Very few decks that you're going to see sold on eBay or really anywhere else are going to have all of this done. Frequency response is important to ensure you're getting the best sound reproduction from your deck, both playing tapes as well as playing and recording tapes. The deck has a specification of ±3 dB, very common spec for speakers and all kinds of audio gear. This one has been calibrated to within ±2 dB, so a good bit tighter than the spec. Speaks to the quality of the heads, which have very little wear and a very nice even wear patch, which indicates that the alignment of the heads is very good. The record performance has also been calibrated. It's been calibrated for this tape, which is ATR Magnetics MDS 36. Very high quality, new modern tape. That's also been brought within spec, actually tighter than spec to again 2 dB. Also checked it with a couple other tapes, your Maxell UD, XLI, as well as RTM SM911, another modern tape, and all of those are within ±3 dB. So from the standpoint of playback as well as record, you're really going to get excellent performance out of the deck. All those specs that I'm mentioning are at high speed, but I've also calibrated for low speed. Playback also came within spec, as well as calibrating the DBX encoder and decoder levels. So that's been done as well. Okay. A couple of things that are needed to do the audio calibration are a MRL calibration tape. So you need one for frequency response and one for tape speed and measuring your wow and flutter. Like I said, all of that's brought within spec, as well as you also need an oscilloscope and a frequency generator. The oscilloscope is also needed for the setting the rewind speed. So the rewind speed on this has been checked and then adjusted to spec, and that means in about 90 seconds you go from end to end on a large 10.5 inch tape like this. So like I said, great deck. Has 2 memory positions, which make it very nice to use. I just hit the search to 0, which will take us back to 0. At any point I can hit the play, and when it reaches 0, the deck will stop and then play. One really nice thing you'll see here in just a moment is that as it approaches, it slows down before it comes to that point. So very, very smooth transport and very easy on your tapes. So right now we're listening to the deck. It sounds really superb. The point here is not to demo the audio quality. You're coming through my camera speakers, camera microphone rather. But needless to say, with the calibration well done, it sounds superb. So we also have that search to cue. Like I said, you can set the cue point at any point on the tape. And then you can also, one other nice feature is you can repeat from your 0 point to your cue point in forward or reverse, and both of those can be set anywhere on the tape. One nice thing about that is you can essentially play a section without worrying about running off your tape and refretting and all that. So let's go back to 0 and just demo the recording. We'll just do a quick demo of the recording. Let me cue up something while we're looking at that. Okay, so that's your source. So that's your tape and that's your source. We're not moving so we don't get anything on the tape side, but I'll get that back to the beginning. Put in rec mode, go into rec pause. Essentially gets us ready and armed to record, and then press your play. Now we're recording. Now that's your source and that's your tape. Really not distinguishable from one to another. You do have a slight delay as you go from one to another due to the space between your record and your play heads. So let's just go back and search to 0 play. Now we're playing what we just recorded. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.